Right now, what the future political landscape could look like in Wisconsin after a Madison meeting tonight covering redrawn legislative maps, plus a recap of the latest stop by a presidential campaign in battleground Wisconsin, the vice president visiting Milwaukee, and a local undefeated team searching for gold this weekend. More about the Waunakee esports team. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. And thanks for joining us tonight. The story of redistricting maps in Wisconsin. It's been a topic for several years now. We go to Will Keneally now, who has more on a meeting that happened tonight in Madison discussing that very topic.
Well, Eric, that's right. Advocates who've been pushing for fair maps garnered a win this past year when the state Supreme Court threw out maps that were generally considered to favor Republicans. Now, advocates are strategizing what the future might mean.
You know what I mean? Like being able to connect the dots, and it's like, tell me an issue you care about or an issue that you're frustrated with, and I can tell you the policy angle and specifically how that's attached to gerrymandering.
It's certainly an issue in the weeds, legislative redistricting. But advocates like Angela Lang see an opportunity to inform people how this plays a key role in Wisconsin politics.
If your issue is that public schools are not being fairly funded, let me break that down to you of how that also relates to gerrymandering.
That major victory for fair maps advocates was won in the state Supreme Court, which now has a liberal majority after last April's election. Attorney Jeff Mandel says it wasn't necessarily because new Justice Janet Protasiewicz is herself a liberal.
She didn't talk about the maps because her biggest priority in the world was to overturn the gerrymander. She talked about the maps because she was running a campaign, and that's what the people were interested in.
Now, the panelists also discussed the importance of next spring's Supreme Court election. That's when liberals are actually defending a seat on that high court. If conservatives win that election, we could see some of those map changes overturned.
All right, Will, thank you so much. Some scattered showers across the area earlier, but a warm-up is on the way. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington has more on what to expect this weekend. Alex?
Yes, Eric, showers out of here across southern Wisconsin. We've got to get ready, as you said, for the warm weather that's ahead to southern Wisconsin. In fact, I might be a little overdressed with this jacket out. It's a bit on the warm side. Here, Radar 3000 showing nothing across southern Wisconsin. A little bit of ground clutter. That's that green that you see around the radar site over by Sullivan. That's just a pigmentation of the radar. There's not actually anything falling from the sky. Here in Dane County, high and dry. That wasn't the case earlier today, where we did have a couple isolated thunderstorms that popped up across southern Wisconsin, but they quickly fizzled as they moved east towards Lake Michigan. We got 65 right now in Madison, 60 in Middleton, 61 to the west in Cross Plains. Our friends in McFarland still warm at 66 degrees. It was good to see you folks today. Talk about severe weather. A little cooler in the Wisconsin River Valley. Not shocking, though. On a clear night with calm winds, temperatures tend to cool down in the Wisconsin River Valley. We got 59 in Prairie du Chien and 58 right now in 58 in Bosco. I was going to say Lone Rock, but Lone Rock, you'll cool down too tonight. Overnight lows 49 in Lone Rock, 52 in Madison, 54 in Janesville. We got warm weather on the way. How warm are we going to go? How about 83 by the time we get to Saturday? Coming up in Maine weather, though, we're going to talk about, will any of these warm days feature thunderstorms along with that? We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Alex, thank you. To Rock County now, where the Janesville Police Department says it found a body while doing a welfare check at the Janesville School's outdoor lab today. That area was briefly evacuated during the search and was closed for a time for law enforcement to conduct its investigation. At the same time, some students were on a field trip to the laboratory, and that trip was cut short. Police do not suspect any foul play. New information tonight as officials have identified a woman who was driving a mobility scooter who died after a crash in Sun Prairie last week. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office says 65-year-old Terry Smith of Sun Prairie died at the hospital last weekend from injuries sustained in the crash. Happened near the intersection of O'Keefe Avenue at Sunfield Street last Friday night. The driver of the vehicle remained at the scene and is cooperating with officials. That crash remains under investigation. Well, today the Biden administration is reclassifying cannabis as a lower risk substance. This is after 50 years of the drug being classified alongside drugs like heroin and ecstasy. Drugs in that classification are defined as having no accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. The new rule will redefine the substance as one that has moderate to low potential for physical and psychological dependence. State Senator Melissa Agard says it's bigger than just cannabis.
Cannabis-related offenses have unequal impact on people of color in our nation. And here in Wisconsin, it's pretty egregious. So this is going to provide us an opportunity to certainly roll up our sleeves and ensure that we have more justice and fairness.
Well, the reclassification won't take immediate effect. A 60-day period will allow officials to make a final determination this summer. Vice President Kamala Harris stopped in Milwaukee today as part of a nationwide economic opportunity tour. Armand Rahman joins us and has more now on that visit. Armand?
Eric, this marks the VP's 4th visit to Wisconsin so far this year. This comes with increased attention to the dairy state as both the Biden and Trump campaigns are investing more money and resources here ahead of November. Now, Harris talked with comedian and radio host D.L. Hughley about what she says the current administration is doing to help address racial disparities in home and business ownership. Harris says the Biden administration is on track to increase the federal contracts to minority-owned businesses by 50% by the end of next year.
Who's in the position of power matters. Because, one, if you don't even have any level of awareness or interest in these disparities, you're not going to get anything done on them. And then when you become aware, if you actually intend to get something done, you have to hold yourself and the system to account.
She also announced $300,000 to bolster home buying counseling efforts here in Wisconsin. Meanwhile, a spokesperson with the Republican National Committee released a statement in response to the vice president's visit. It says, Kamala Harris is in Milwaukee to try to sell an alternate reality of prosperity and opportunity to Wisconsinites. No amount of dog and pony shows will change the fact that Wisconsin families are being crushed by higher prices everywhere, from the supermarket to the gas pump, thanks to Bidenomics. Milwaukee, of course, will play host to the Republican National Convention in mid-July.
Armand, thank you. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. will be heading to Wisconsin next month. The former president's son will travel to Green Bay for a private fundraiser June 4th. He will also attend a rally at a warehouse owned by Amerilux International. The Transportation Security Administration says it is ready for the busiest summer travel season ever, beginning with the upcoming Memorial Day holiday.
There will be some days this summer that we will likely see 3 million travelers in our screening checkpoints across the country. Our current record is about 2.9 million, but we expect 3 or 3.1 million travelers, most likely during the busiest days during the core of the summer in July and early part of August.
Between May 23rd to May 29th, the TSA expects to screen more than 18 million passengers at airport checkpoints nationwide. Next Friday, that's the 24th, that's forecast to be the busiest day of the long Memorial Day holiday weekend, with 3 million people expected to fly. Already this year, the TSA says passenger travel is up 8%. An area student is receiving 2 diplomas this year thanks to a local program.
I did a program called the Early College STEM Academy, where I was able to obtain my associates by the time I got my high school diploma. So I just got my associates last Friday.
Niowe Beal attended a youth mentorship program at the Goodman Center thanks to a grant from True Stage Foundation. Beal, whose family immigrated from South Sudan, received a high school diploma from Madison East and will get her associate's degree from Madison College this summer. And Beal isn't done getting her degrees. She plans on going to UW-Madison in the fall, majoring in biology or biochemistry. Meanwhile, in eastern Wisconsin, a 94-year-old woman's dream of becoming a college graduate just came true. Norma Zerke has always dreamed of going to Carroll College in Waukesha and getting her nursing degree. Now, when she was younger, she didn't have enough money, and now her living care facility reached out to the university, and she received a degree. Norma's honorary degree is in humane letters. As for what's next for Norma, she says she just wants to sit back and enjoy reading her favorite genre, biographies. Well, new at 10, a local esports team is hoping to bring home some hardware this weekend. The undefeated Waunakee High School esports team heading to Fox Valley Lutheran High School for the state championship Saturday. It's only the second year of this club, but the Warriors are the #1 seeded team in the state. This team of 5 active players and 1 substitute will be playing the game Valorant, which is a first-person tactical shooting game. The students say they're excited for the opportunity.
Going into the esports scene, I really saw the level of strategy and competition was a lot higher. And so I really wanted to get into that. And so when a senior of mine, last year, a senior of mine, when they started this club, I was like, I should hop in. I have this desire to compete and to win. And so I did, and here I am.
Now, besides Valorant, Waunakee students were able to compete in other games such as Super Smash Bros., Ultimate, Fortnite, Rocket League, and League of Legends. Well, today our Call for Action volunteers answered your consumer complaints in a call-a-thon. Our Catherine Merck spoke with our volunteers behind the phones about why they feel passionate about helping our community.
At our call-a-thon, dozens of people in southern Wisconsin reached out to our Call for Action volunteers, aiming to get their consumer concerns answered.
Sometimes people just don't know what to do, but we've seen a lot, and a lot of times we can just direct them really easily for how they can handle things. In some cases are pretty easy for us.
Tell me about how long you've been a Call for Action volunteer and why you wanted to get involved.
Sure. I've been doing it for about 2.5 years. I started after I had an opportunity to help an elderly family member with some paperwork and taxes and insurance, and when I saw the call for volunteers, I thought, I can do that. I can make the phone calls, I can research, I can help people.
If you weren't able to call in to our call-a-thon today, we do have volunteers available multiple days of the week. The lines are open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 to 1. Reporting here at the station, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
And ahead at 10, Alex returns a complete look at your First Warn forecast in part 2 of our exclusive interview with former UW La Crosse Chancellor Joe Gow, removed after his involvement in pornography was discovered, how he's now trying to move forward.
Lock in the lowest prices ever at Ashley. Our Memorial Day sale brings you unbeatable discounts with price drops 3 years in the making. And special financing for 60 months. Save even more on clearance items store-wide. Only at Ashley.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Find your style with over 175 outdoor wall lights from Patriot Lighting. Get $10 instant savings on a single qualifying purchase of $100 or more on in-stock outdoor wall lights. Put the finishing touches on your kitchen with a faucet from Moen. Moen products are built to last. This Mica one-handle kitchen faucet is $159.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Chevy gets it. I want it, and I can afford it can be one and the same. With Chevy Trax, a car and driver 10 best. The rugged Chevy Trailblazer. And Chevy Colorado, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Chevy, all you want is all within reach. Connected by OnStar.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse Limited models.
Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Now, during the Memorial Day sale at Ashley, take up to $1,200 off on select Beauty Rest Black adjustable sets. Plus, get up to $300 in free furniture, 60-month 0% interest financing, and free delivery. Going on now at Ashley.
News 3 Now, winner of 27 awards of excellence from the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association, including News Operation of the Year and Station of the Year.
We'll continue to strive for excellence every day to bring you the area's best local news coverage. News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
Back in December, former UW La Crosse Chancellor Joe Gow was stripped of his chancellorship, barred from campus after the UW Board of Regents discovered he and his wife had been posting intimate videos of themselves on pornographic websites. While Gow has said he understands the decision by the university, it's their push to terminate his position as a tenured professor that he's opposing. In part 2 of an exclusive interview, Gow and his wife open up on how the scandal has impacted their everyday lives.
We figured nobody's going to notice these videos.
An intimate act now in the public domain. Former UWL Chancellor Joe Gow and Carmen Wilson, his wife of nearly a decade, have been filming adult content since before their wedding. A couple's expression of love, now the center of a community-wide discussion.
Can we just
please talk about sex in an adult conversation.
They started posting the pornographic videos of themselves last year, an expression of their happiness.
We are the sexy, happy couple.
That almost overnight attracted the attention of thousands.
It was very surprising. I think we were like, oh, 1,000 people watched it in a day. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. In just a few weeks, it was over 1 million. We were very surprised by that.
The UW Board of Regents soon caught wind of the videos. They rushed to remove Gao from office before winter break ended. Word spread through the town like wildfire.
I don't think we ever thought we were going to end up here talking to reporters about this, big deal.
No, or making any real money. I mean, that wasn't the purpose.
At first, Gao struggled with the attention.
When the news first broke and it was so viral, I went into the grocery store and Joe waited in the car.
3, 2, 1. Months later, they still can't go out without people noticing.
We were in a restaurant and there were some students that were eager to get their picture taken with us.
Here at home, they say the court of public opinion has been mostly on their side.
When we see people out in the community and they say, fight the good fight, we think, we're behind you. That's really refreshing.
But there's reaction from the community, and then there's reaction from family.
The hardest part is, there are people in our families that are just struggling with it.
Wilson's mom is starting to come around.
Like I said, initially she was very shocked and she was, had all kinds of strong emotions. But I've been very impressed by her willingness to engage in the conversation.
It's a different story with the university.
I have not had any communication at all other than the real official email with the interim chancellor.
No other faculty members.
No.
Gao is banned from campus and all faculty gatherings, an exile that's hard to accept.
There was an event for someone who's retiring that I worked very closely with, and probably our best friend, and couldn't go. That's wrong.
While their current relationship with the university is strained, their relationship is stronger than ever.
This whole experience has brought us closer together than ever you can imagine. I mean, it's kind of, some days it feels like us against the world.
But as long as they have each other, that's enough.
There is no other woman, I think, that would be on this journey with me and Carmen. And I know how lucky I am.
Of course, as a former university chancellor, it's hard to not think about legacy.
What I would hope for the people think about Joe is that they can look back and say, University of Wisconsin lacrosse was extraordinarily successful under his tenure. Enrollment grew, the budget was balanced.
But for some, those accomplishments are tainted forever. And on June 19th, it could mean the end of the road. Whatever the university's decision, they plan to hold their heads high.
I think if people just said, hey, they were nice people, they did some interesting things, and they had the courage to, follow their hearts, and that would be fine.
Next at 10 tonight, time-lapse video from northern Oklahoma captured by Thomas Winesett. This was yesterday. An ominous storm cloud churning over north central Oklahoma. That storm brought some hail. Damaging winds were reported there as well. A warm-up is on the way for us. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with more on what's in store as we head for the weekend, Alex.
Yeah, we got all good stuff, Eric, in the forecast here. We had a couple thunderstorms here in southern Wisconsin today. Nothing like what we just saw there in Oklahoma, and it's gorgeous out there right now. If you want to do a late night stroll, take the dog out briefly. We got 65 degrees in Madison. Winds are light. Dew point is low. That dew point's a measure of moisture, and it was low today, dry today. That was one of the ingredients you really need for widespread showers and thunderstorms, and it stayed pretty dry today, so that limited the energy that you would need for more widespread showers and storms. Nothing out there right now on radar 3000 at 1018 here. There's a little bit of green that you see off towards the east. I mention this here because some folks think, well, it's raining. It's actually ground clutter. This is a pigmentation of the radar near the ground, but it's not actually rain that's hitting the ground over southeastern Wisconsin. It's dry from west to east, but just a couple of small little areas saw rainfall today. One across southern Columbia County. The other across southern Dane County was out in McFarland and stepped outside just as the storm was ending today. Areas to the south just saw a little bit of rain. Isolated amounts across southern Wisconsin, and not expecting anything else really the rest of tonight. I think future track here is a bit overdone, trying to show a few more showers over towards Milwaukee. It should be high and dry for the rest of the night tonight across southern Wisconsin. Still hanging on to 65 in Madison, 68 in Janesville. Cooler in the Wisconsin River Valley. That is a phenomenon that happens every night in the valley. It tends to cool down, and then during the day it warms on up. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, also chilly, 52 right now in Camp Douglas. Now that temperature trend here, our roller coaster, we're going to ride all the way up to 83 degrees on Saturday, 81 on Sunday, then cool just a little bit Monday and Tuesday. That's going to be met with some shower and thunderstorm activity as we go from those really warm temperatures to a little bit cooler. 51 to start off your Friday morning, partly sunny skies across much of the area, although there could be a little patchy fog just east of Madison over towards Lake Michigan. As we carry on through the rest of Friday afternoon, we'll do upper 70s to near 80 degrees. A gorgeous way to end the week and a really nice way to start off your Saturday morning at 56 degrees. We're going to go again up to 83 for a high temperature. Rainfall amounts here will go up as we go. The chances at least Monday going on into your Tuesday. And heads up, if we get repeated bouts of showers and thunderstorms, we could be looking at appreciable amounts of water from Sunday night clear through Wednesday. Weather models are showing periods of showers and thunderstorms that could amount decent amounts between 1 and 3 inches of rain across southern Wisconsin. Now this could shift north and south yet as these waves of showers and thunderstorms have yet to materialize, but we'll be keeping an eye on them throughout the weekend, and also the potential that could be there for some severe weather on Monday going into Tuesday. Not going alert day conditions quite yet. We need to see how things get ironed out as we get a little bit closer to Monday and Tuesday, but a stormy pattern will return after a weekend of summer-like warmth.
And coming up in sports, coming up clutch. Who came up big at the plate with a walk-off winner? Find out next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Win a hand-paid jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Jeep Grand Cherokee and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
Madison, a new era in golf has arrived. Introducing TPC Wisconsin, an elite golf club with worldwide privileges. Contact TPC Wisconsin today for your exclusive membership.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Choose FlexBuy on a new Ford Edge and get 0% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
At DePaco, your health and happiness are as important to us as your financial well-being. So when retirement is on the horizon, we'll help ensure you're ready for your next adventure, providing you freedom to focus on what truly brings you joy. Well-being is the key to a life worth loving. So when you think about yours, remember that DePaco can help you be well.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son
is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Win a hand-pay jackpot at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, and you'll have a chance to win a new Jeep Grand Cherokee and a shot at $100,000 in cash. It's the Mega Jackpot Winners Quarterly Drawings going on now at Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
The 6th annual Casting for Kids returns to Madison this Saturday for a jam-packed day. There's the fishing tournament in the morning and then happy hour dinner and a live auction later that night. Not to mention the online auction that wraps up on Sunday. And Marco Siki has 3 goals when it comes to this event. Raise awareness, put smiles on faces, and raise funds for the American Family Children's Hospital and the UW Carbone Cancer Center. Something the hockey community is always willing to help out with.
With our ex-Badger players that are out there playing in the NHL, I mean, Joe Pavelski, Craig Smith, and Ryan Suter set a package up that's incredible. And hey, can I send you some money on that? You know, we'll pay for the jersey, just sign them and send them. Are you kidding? No. And then if I don't call them, then they get upset. So that's our hockey community. They're awesome people.
Well, the Warhawks softball team continued their tear on the diamond. Whitewater used a 2-run first inning to push them past Bethel in their regional opener. They'll face Central tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, the Whitewater baseball team was hanging a couple more banners ahead of their regional opener. The Warhawks added a WIAC championship and an NCAA tournament banner to that impressive collection. Whitewater takes on Crown College tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Staying on the diamond, Louisville taking on Notre Dame, and you might be asking yourself, well, why do we care about this? Well, Gavin Keelan plays for the Cardinals, and the Milton native called game. The former Red Hawk hit a walk-off 2-run bomb to give Louisville a 5-3 win. Well, let's kick it. Memorial taking on West in a battle of the top 2 teams in the Big 8, and the Regents had themselves a first half. Gabby Ratana sends one in, and Ada McKell-Lecoq is there to tap it in for the first of her 2 goals in the first 40 minutes. And then later, more West. This time it's Ratana, and she's gonna stop on a dime and then send one into the back of the net as West wins on senior night. And the PGA Championship is off and running. 4-time champ Tiger Woods ready to go in the first round. He rolls in a birdie on his 4th hole of the day. Woods, though, would finish with back-to-back bogeys. He's 1 over after 18 holes. Now, the day, it belonged to Xander Schauffele. He shot a 9 under 62, matching an all-time low round in a major. He's your leader heading into the 2nd round. We're back after this.
It's a great time to have RG Heating and Air Conditioning check your home's furnace system for safety and efficiency. RG services all brands and installs quality Trane equipment to keep your home running smooth year-round. Call RG Heating and AC today.
Here at Portage Furniture, our customers, well, they're everything to us. And to say thank you the entire month of May, you can save big at our Customer Appreciation Sale. So many of you deserve a thank you. Our first responders, our teachers, our farmers, and our vets, and everyone in between. These are real people, real customers, and the real reason we're here. All furniture brands are on sale. I mean everything, and everyone saves.
Welcome to Badgerscape Design and Landscape. We offer a full range of landscaping services, from design to maintenance. Our professional team is dedicated to meeting all your landscaping needs. Call us at 608-295-1446 or visit badgerscapedesignandlandscape.com.
Ride chips.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
Right now, get 2-for-1 windows and no interest for 1 year.
Hurry, call now.
Call 866 for Feltco.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
Right now, get the limited time Taco Grande pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Hey, bud, you still coming over?
Chili's almost ready.
Great, on my way. Be there in a few.
Hey, buddy. I'm starting to get a little worried about you.
The seatbelt.
Give me a call when you get a chance. Love you.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees. Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
Alex is back as we take one final check at the forecast.
Great forecast ahead for Friday going on into Saturday and Sunday. We get rid of these showers tonight, and those showers have really ended. I think future track's a bit overdone. Then just get ready for a wonderful weekend ahead. Near 80 degrees, if not above 80 degrees. Friday, Saturday going on into your Sunday. Active start to next week. After this warm weather, we will turn stormy again Monday going on into Tuesday. Not quite as warm by the middle of next week, but still really close to normal. Here's that 7 to 10 day forecast. That warm weekend ahead. Get outdoor plans ready. It's going to be a nice one. Stormy start to the beginning of the upcoming work week. We could be looking at alert day conditions on Monday and Tuesday. We'll be monitoring that over the course of the upcoming weekend.
And it's the next weekend we really got. It doesn't look too good right now, but that Memorial Day weekend, we'll keep an eye on it in detail as the week goes on. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great night.